work as my priority, which is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But to a certain extent.
Right.
And I feel like because of that, it was affecting my relationship, you know, at home. That's why, like, it should be very motivating. And, like, instead of just like, oh, you know, why not me? You know, like, instead of questioning yourself, like, just that should be motivating and push you to, like, want to work harder.
You're never going to be 100% ready. And it's never going to be just the right time. But that's the point. It means that every moment, it's also the right moment. If you want it, you just have to. Let's party.
Hey guys, welcome back to Behind the Spoolie podcast. This is our third episode. I can't believe it. And I am your host, Bree.
And I'm your host, Sandy. And same, I can't believe this is our third episode.
It went by fast.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Because the first one, like, we were like planning it for a couple of months. And now look, 3.
I know. On our third one. So anyways, how was your weekend?
It was good. I feel like I didn't do much, which was nice. Like, I needed like a little relaxing weekend. So I just pretty much chilled. And then yesterday we just like had like family time at the pool. So that was nice. It was nice and chill.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I was pretty busy. I was doing like flyers and pamphlets for the IBS convention.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so exciting. It's
is.
coming up. Wait,
In
next
2
week?
weeks.
Oh, yeah. 2
2 weeks
weeks.
from now,
Yeah.
so I'm super excited. But yeah, I was just busy like fixing all the stuff to, putting everything together, organizing. But yeah, it's been good. I love to be busy.
Yeah. No, it's better to be busy than to not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so today we want to talk about how to juggle personal and work life. So we kind of want to get into that a little bit, like how we struggle with that and how we always like vent to each other about it. Yeah. So I just want to know, how is your like daily like work routine?
Okay, so for the most part, I wake up like at 6 a.m. and then do like work computer stuff, basically just dealing with like the business side. And then like by 8, I should start getting ready and I go to work. And I'm basically like busy. I'm pretty booked like back to back, and which that kind of, I'm thankful for that,
Yeah.
But sometimes that gets in the way of like not replying to clients,
Yeah.
So then by the time I'm done with work, I have a whole like messages, DMs that I have to reply to, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to do it now before I get home. You know? But sometimes, life happens and I have to go. But eventually, like throughout the day, like through the rest of the night, I'm dealing with like email, not necessarily emails, but like text messages.
Replying back to clients and all that.
And then on top of that, I'm a mom. So I get home to like my mommy duties, wifey duties.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know how you do it, because like you have 2 kids. I have no kids and I'm already like, it's a lot.
Yeah. I find time for everything,
Yeah.
And also on top of that, like trying to fit the gym in.
Yeah.
It's really hard. So sometimes, like I said, for the most part, I wake up early and take care of like business. And other times I'll just like go to the gym in the morning if I know I can't get to it at night. But it's just hard. And I have to literally like write down, like kind of like plan my day.
Yeah.
Even for like the next day, like, or like tackle the tasks that I need to get, done like priority, But it's just hard. And sometimes that's when, I feel exhausted at times, and that's when I'm like venting, like Bree, like,
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like for the past few months, I've been posting less. I've been a little bit more caught up with like, because I'm IBS again. It takes a lot of my time,
right?
And I also put a pause on my trainings for the same reason. But that's when you feel super overwhelmed, and that's when I'm like venting, like, hey Bree, like this and that, But it's hard. But at the end of the day, like when I go to bed and I finished everything I had to do, I replied to everybody, and I took care of my personal stuff too, like my time, like the gym and all that. I feel accomplished, and I feel like, okay, now I can go to bed.
Yeah. No, it's like a big accomplishment, because you're like, oh my gosh, I did all that. I think it's just like knowing how to balance like work and personal. And I feel like I was struggling with that. like a few months ago.
I remember, yeah.
And I had called Sandy. I messaged her and I was like, girl, how do you do it? Like, you know, you have 2 kids. I don't have kids, but I'm so overwhelmed. And I feel like I was putting work as my priority, which is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But to a certain extent.
Right.
And I feel like because of that, it was affecting my relationship, you know, at home. And also, like, I also feel like I wasn't giving enough time to, like, my dog, you know, which I'm maybe for some people it's not like it's a dog, right? But for me, he's like my baby. So, you know, and I'm like, and I felt bad after, like, oh my gosh, you know, like I'm literally like neglecting that, you know, because I'm putting work first. And I feel like I was just on a go because I want to say like in December, right? That's when I really got into like my content creating. And when I was, you know, I remember I had posted a video on TikTok and it went viral. And I was so motivated from that video. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I got to post like every day now, you know, because I'm like, that video went viral. I can do another one, right? So then literally like I was just consumed on just creating all this content, right? And so then you still have to get home after you do clients and still edit, right? So then I was at home laying down, you know, with my man and like just on my phone, and he's like, you're not even like watching the movie, like you're, and I'm like,
you're here, but you're not here at the moment,
you know, and
present.
like I wasn't even like being nosy like on Instagram or like, you know, like chismoseando and stuff. Like literally it was like work, right? But in my mind I was like, well, I'm doing this, like I need to get this done, right? He's like, yeah, but there's like a time, like you have to give time to, you know, also like put your phone away. And it's true, you know. And so that's when I talked to Sandy and she's like, girl, you have to like, family comes first, you know, like before anything. Like work is going to always be there, you know. And so I kind of had to take a step back and I was like, yeah, she's right. Like I have to learn, like, you know, when I'm at work, I do work stuff. And then when I come home, I have to kind of, you know, dedicate time to like me too, because we also tend to put ourselves last. And then that's when, you know, we end up like breaking down and being overwhelmed, you know. So and we have to put ourselves first, because then otherwise, then who's going to take care of everything else, you know?
And then like I was telling Bree, like when you put work always first, then you feel overwhelmed because it's like
you're burned out.
Like I don't even want to do this anymore. I don't want to edit this anymore. So I'm like, you know, just relax for a little bit. When you get home, just relax, and then give yourself some time to, you know, cook or spend time with your dog or your man. And then later on, maybe spend a little bit more time on it, but your mind, your brain will be more like refreshed to kind of go into like editing and even better. Like you'll be more refreshed. And
it's true. And I feel like now, like, because I'll have like a to-do list, right? And I'm like, okay, I need to do this and that. But then that's how I overwhelm myself. So now, like, ever since my anxiety, I've learned to take it one step at a time. And like, if it doesn't get done today, it's going to get done tomorrow. Like it'll get done when it needs to get done, you know, like there's no rush for me to get it done that day, but I'm just like that. I want to get things done because I just want to be done.
You wrote it down and I have to complete the 10 things. Like, yes. I find myself doing that sometimes too. But then I'm like, you know what? As long as I just did like 5 things on there, you know, cool. But you know what I started doing too? Doing like priority list and then like my secondary list. Like, okay, you know,
like what do you have to tackle first? Yeah.
But I said one time I was like, you know what? If I don't get these things done, it's okay. It's okay. I just got a few things done. Cool. But I don't know. I was telling my sister and I don't know who else. I was like, is it just me, or as we get older, or if it's because we're in this like business or whatever. I'm like, but do you guys also write down, like, plan your day or what you got to do? Or is it just me? Because I feel like if I don't write them down, my mind
I'm the same way.
Going and going. And that's when I find myself stressing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So at least when I have things written down, I can be like, okay, you know, excited to check things off. Right. But I'm like, is it just me?
No,
or
I do that too, but I do it on my phone. Like, I'm like, okay, I have to do this. Even like little things, like have to cook my meals, like just so I can stay on track, you know?
Yeah.
You know, things, and so then I'll just start, like, I don't check it off, but obviously I see, okay, I need to get this done. And then whatever I don't finish, then I'll move it to another day, you know?
But you know one of the things I'm freaking crazy about, just weird, is I'll have like, you know, have my primary and secondary list. Yeah. I also have like one that's just house, like personal and then business. Because, like, personal, I'll have, like, organize the girls' closet. Yeah. Clean, prep or meal prep and stuff, But I was like, is it just me? But
no, yeah.
Girl, and it's crazy. So you're more like of a phone notes?
Yes. I kind of have been doing like writing down now too, just because I kind of do need to see like more of a visual than just on the phone. So I do have a planner, and I still write down like important dates and stuff.
See, me too. Unless I don't have a planner or my planner or anything to write my stuff down, I will like write it on my phone. But I already feel like I spend so much time on my phone that I'm like, forget that. Like, let me just write it down on a...
That's one thing that I need to work on, is actually to not be on my phone so much. I feel like I struggle with that because I'm literally on my phone 24/7, and
and it's like you said, you're not really like chismoseando, but you're working, and it's just that's our
like our and forget it. Like even like TikTok, like I don't be on it that much anymore, just for the same reason, because oh my god, you can be there for hours just looking at videos, like swiping and just looking, and you'll get deep into it.
You know what, like tip, whenever you find yourself depressed, mad, or whatever, just go on TikTok.
No, literally,
just
forget. Well, either that, or sometimes you do get you do see some shit that I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have never seen that, because then now I just start thinking about it, you know.
We're just overthinkers over here.
We're just very anxious people over here. But yeah, I feel like just finding a good balance of like, you know, personal and like maybe like, you know, writing down like your to-do list, and just whatever doesn't get done, then it'll get done, you know, but maybe just prioritize, like how Sandy said, like the most important things.
And like, don't get me wrong, you know, we can organize, we can have like our little, you know, planner, or how do you say it? Like,
plan your day,
or your next day, or your week. It'll still get overwhelming. It will eventually, you know, like, because there's times where I'm like, go every week. Like I can go weeks with, I'm like feeling like that. But then eventually you're like, okay, I'm like exhausted. I'm tired. I need a little break. And that's when I'm like, okay, it's okay to do something for myself. Maybe go get a pedicure. Maybe go get
something,
spend time
to
in the
treat
bathtub.
Yourself. Yeah. No, that's important.
But that's just life. But I'm thankful. Like I know I prayed to be this busy as I am, you know?
No, I'd rather have it this way than have it, you know, any other way. Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding. It's you know, you just have to be willing to put in the hard work. So if you're willing to put in the work, then you know you'll see results. It will pay off. So, and then another thing that I feel like I struggle with too is comparing myself to other people in the beauty industry.
I think it happens. It's a natural thing.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people do it too. And I feel like in general, a lot of people compare themselves to other people on social media. And I feel like social media can be very toxic too, you know, because a lot of people compare themselves to other people, but also like whatever you see on social media is not true. It's not, you know, obviously whatever people post, it's the good stuff. People are not going to post the... people are not going to... What did I just say? People are not going to post, you know, like obviously the ugly, you know, so they just want to post what people want, you know, what they want you to see, obviously, you know. So same thing for me. Like I feel like I like struggle with like comparing myself to other people in the beauty industry that I'm like, oh my gosh, they literally just started doing this like 2 years ago, and look, they already have their own salon and like all this,
good
you know.
For them, you know.
No, and that inspires me because I'm like, if they can do it, then we can totally do it too, you know. And I'm like, and that's what I like to tell myself too, like I said, you should. That's why you can't compare, because maybe they haven't, like, this is the way that I see it. Though, like, if people like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, they just started 2 years ago, but they have like a ton of following, right? They're like booked and busy. They have an advantage because they probably are really good at content creating, right? Like they're really good at social media. When we started, I feel like social media wasn't that big, right?
We were more focused on like the craft.
Yeah. So like social media, like it wasn't like huge like it is now. So obviously like they probably have an advantage because they are really good at like just creating content, you know. What else? Like just obviously, like marketing themselves good, you know. So I think that's probably why, you know, they... Or
you just don't ever... You just never know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Maybe they just are wealthy like that and have it lucky. They're just lucky.
Yeah, like we don't know their situation, you know. That's why it's not... We shouldn't compare, you know. And obviously, like, if it hasn't happened for us now that we don't have a salon yet, it's for a reason. And it'll... Like I said, it'll happen in God's perfect timing, you know. But right now, it's probably just not the time, you know. And so...
But it is easy...
It is, and you might feel like, damn, you know, like, what am I doing wrong? Then I start questioning, like, Is there something that I'm doing wrong?
I feel like that comes in when you just are overwhelmed. I feel like if you're on top of your shit and you're just going and going, like you'll see stuff and you'll be like, okay, good for them, whatever. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you'll still feel like that, like even when you're overwhelmed or going through some stuff, like you're still proud of them and everything, but then that's when it kind of gets to you, like, dang, I'm putting so much work. I find myself overwhelmed today and I'm still like right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you kind of feel like you're stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful where I'm at right now that I feel like you said, when you see somebody doing really good and there's so many brands out there that I'm like super motivated by their hustle, like their work and everything, that I'm like, one day, like, we'll get there,
And that's why, like, it should be very motivating. And, like, instead of just, like, oh, why not me? Like, instead of questioning yourself, like, just that should be motivating and push you to, like, want to work harder.
Like Bree said, God's timing is so perfect, like, right? I feel like me and Bree have the same vision of, like, eventually owning our salon, right? But I feel like if they gave us an option right now, like, do you want your salon right now or do you want to just continue what you're doing? We would probably pick, let's just take the salon, But it's true. Like, I feel like it's taken so long for us because, like, God's preparing us. We are preparing ourselves mentally and, managing a team now so that eventually, like, by the time, it could be, I don't know, a few years from now, it can be months from now. You just never know. But by the time we get there, we'll be so prepared.
That's true.
And don't get me wrong. We're not going to know it all, but at least we'll go into
a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I just feel like patience is key and just keep hustling, doing your own thing.
And focusing on you.
Focusing on you and your team. And like if you see other brands doing something that you like, hey, like learn from that. And
yeah, I think just like supporting each other too, like I said, like when I see that, it motivates me, even though sometimes I'm like, damn, like I wish that was me already. But obviously trusting God's timing. And so, that's all we can do.
And to be honest, like, gosh, I forgot what I was going to say now. Did you remember what you were going to say?
No. No, that's what I was going to say, actually, what I had just told them now, I think.
But yes,
to focus on yourself.
To focus, and it'll come. It'll happen.
Yeah, it'll happen in God's perfect timing. So
I had actually a dream about.
Oh, yeah.
It was so cute. It was just a little weird.
That was like a week ago, right?
Yeah.
She messaged me and she told me, and I was like, oh my God, I got so emotional when you told me.
It was so nice. And the dream wasn't about me. I was part of it, but it was about her. And it made me happy because I'm like, you know what? I didn't go to bed. When they say like you probably went to bed thinking of it or whatever. I didn't go to bed thinking anything of that business related. Hell no. Like I was just tired.
You're like, don't even want to think about that.
But it was cute. It was different. I remember that like it's been a week. So I remember the little bit that I remember was that they were like, oh, let's meet up at Bree's salon or something like that. We were going to create something like a video or something. I'm like, okay, cool. But in my mind, I had Bree's actual studio, like it's really cute in there. Like I had that vision.
Yeah.
So when I show up to like Bree's salon, I find out it's actually different. And it was cute. It was so simple, but it was so cute and bright. I remember it was like the recliners that she was using were like white, like the fluffy.
Oh, like the Sherpa kind?
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
They were white. She had everything white. She had a bunch of windows, and that's another thing that we like. Windows, and it was just white. It was so pretty. But it was a little different. It wasn't really just her salon. It was like multiple salons, but it was everybody had like their own.
Their own, yeah.
And it was super cute, and I was just like, oh my God, like that had inspired me. Like this is what I like. Which was yours was. It was a little different because Bree's more into like the browns, the
neutrals,
neutrals, and that one was just plain white. But
I still like that though. Like
the vibe that I got, it was so peaceful. It was so.
I love that.
It was so cute. I'm like, this is
and I told her, I was like, I feel like that's just like a way of like God saying like we're in the right path, and so. It's coming soon.
It's coming.
I feel like
if I'm already having dreams about Bree's salon,
I know, like
coming.
gives me like the chills because that's just I love that. So yeah. So anyways, that's why you need some friends like me and Sandy because we always support each other. We vent to each other, motivate each other. So just find yourself some friends that are on the same page as you that will motivate you, inspire you, help each other. You don't want to have hating friends.
And you'll know. Like you'll know.
You should know.
I was gonna say that too. Like I feel like now. in this industry, like, I feel like, well, at least for me, like the people that I'm surrounded with, or even on social media, I feel like everybody's working together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I feel like women are just coming, and not necessarily just like in the lash industry, but like brows,
just
makeup,
in the beauty industry.
In the beauty industry, or even
I love seeing that.
Yeah, but I feel like there's no competition now. Like, I feel like everybody's supportive. Everybody's giving you like the tips and tricks, you know. So I love that. And
that's the way it should be. You know, and like, women supporting women.
And I feel like you can sense the bad vibes. Like,
yeah, for sure. You'll know. You know, when people are hating, like that encounter I had that one time. Remember?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. Don't want to talk about it, but.
You know,
there's always and there's always going to be people that are going to hate, that are not going to probably say nice things. You know, you just have to brush it off and just keep on going.
It is. It's easy for you to feel like, like when somebody says something hateful, forget it. They probably hate it because they're
jealous.
Doing what you're doing, you know?
So you just never know.
You got to put in the work, and if that's why they're hating the people, because you're putting
they're being lazy.
Stop being lazy.
Right? Yeah. So tell me if you guys can relate to this. So I had a brow artist reach out to me with a crazy client story. So shout out to brow.honey on Instagram. And she shared her story with me. And this is what she told me.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So, okay. So she said, I had a client pull up in a Bentley talking on the phone the whole time with her lawyer saying she's so broke she can't even feed her kids and her ex-husband won't give her any money, yet she's getting a service with me. She had the crustiest feet I've ever seen in my whole life. Then asked me if she can pay me later or if I do payment plans. Really? You can tell she's had a lot of surgeries done, and the fact that she's still getting more services done while she can't pay and while her kids are hungry was crazy to me. So there's a lot of red flags right there.
Didn't she say she said if she could pay later?
Yes, or if she does payment plans. Really? For a brow service? No. So that's just so sad because like that just shows you like her priorities are fucked up. Yeah. And she's still getting services done, yet her kids are hungry. You know, like she can't even feed her kids and pulling up in a Bentley. And I'm sure like there's a lot of people that have clients like that or have had clients like that. Have you had any clients like that or that are just
like not necessarily like that. No, I feel like there's times where I understand like this. There's hard times, you know.
Yeah.
Like
no, that's different. But like her priorities are fucked up. Like I said, you know, she's pulling up in a Bentley. That's a red flag already. Talking to your lawyer that
she's broke.
She's broke, and then
she has no money.
Has no money. Came up with some nasty ass feet, you know, and
and then trying to get her her
brows done. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And then she wants to pay later. No, that's sad. That's just so sad.
Yeah, no.
I feel like only in Vegas. No, that's not true. That happens everywhere. Yeah, that's true.
Everywhere.
So
yeah, guys. So if you guys want to share your funny stories, crazy stories, or just anything in general, or anything you want to hear on the podcast, just DM us at Behind the Spoolie Podcast, and we'll give you also a shout out.
Yes. Yeah. So don't be shy and share your stories, like crazy client or experiences or whatever it is that you guys want to share with us, and we'll
air it out.
Share it. Yes.
Okay, so before we go, you know, we like to end the podcast with a cute quote that goes with the episode. So this is for y'all. You're never going to be 100% ready, and it's never going to be just the right time. But that's the point. It means that every moment, it's also the right moment. If you want it, you just have to do it.
I love that. That goes a lot. Like, that goes with our episode today.
Yeah, for sure.
100.
So yes, guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you
guys on the next episode.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.